Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm David Shoar, your sheriff here in St. Johns County, and I want to have a brief conversation today with the citizens of St. Johns County. I've been very reluctant to speak at all during this COVID-19 event that started in early March and continues today. There's been more than enough people, I think, weighing in and discussing these issues, and I didn't want to add any confusion, but I do want to highlight a couple of points today. And the first one is that I want to compliment our citizens. I want to compliment our businesses. I want to compliment our not-for-profits, our government sectors. Everybody, quite frankly, has been working in a very challenging environment that we could all characterize as unprecedented. I also want to share that I think our governor and his team in Tallahassee have done an outstanding job managing this crisis. It's hard to imagine what the governor and his team are having to go through trying to ensure the health, safety, and welfare for 21 million Floridians. I will share that since the beginning of the COVID event back in early March, there have been all kinds of recommendations, guidelines, and orders that have been published by various entities. And quite frankly, there's been a lot of confusion with our citizens. And I know that because my phone rings all the time, email all the time, and the questions are about a lot of these nuances and issues involving the regulations, the recommendations, the guidelines, and the orders. And that's understandable because the events have been changing rapidly on a day-to-day basis. I also want to return to a theme that I think is important, and that's personal responsibility and personal accountability. And I'm convinced that most of our citizens have placed a premium on ensuring the health, safety, and welfare for themselves, their families, and their loved ones. And that is as it should be. Since the beginning of COVID-19, the guidance that I gave to the men and women of the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office in regards to these guidelines, recommendations, and orders is to help our citizens. We're not going to use criminal sanctions to enforce these things unless, of course, there's an aggravating circumstance. Please don't interpret this to mean that we will not hold people accountable for bad behavior, disorderly conduct, disorderly intoxication, fighting, trespassing. All of those issues will be dealt with the same way we've always dealt with them. You know, we have had many calls over the last 2 months of citizens wanting to report other people for violating or what they believe to be violations of orders and recommendations and guidelines and all of these things. And quite frankly, we've been inundated with it. I want to give you a little context of what's also been going on in the county in addition to COVID-19. Since March 1st of this year, 2 months ago, we have had 7 suicides and 35 attempted suicides. We have had 3 traffic fatalities. We have had 8 separate shooting incidences. We've had 2 officer-involved shootings. In the first one, a suspect fired several rounds at our deputies who returned fire, fatally wounding him. We had another officer-involved shooting where somebody again shot at one of our deputies, and that suspect wound up wounding himself in an attempt to take his own life, and he has survived. We've had 20 overdoses, one of them resulting in a death. So I'm asking our citizens to keep these things in context. Worry about your family, worry about yourself, worry about your loved ones. Everybody's doing a great job out there. I want to close by thanking all of our citizens, all of our businesses, our not-for-profit sector, Flagler Hospital, and all the school board and the governments in our county. Everybody has stepped up to the plate. Our mission statement at the Sheriff's Office is taking care of people. We've done that, and we're going to continue to do that. My hope is that you have a safe and enjoyable weekend coming up and a healthy and safe summer. Thank you very much.